What's up, everybody? Welcome to, actually, this isn't an episode of 50/50, but welcome to Prem Predictions for 50/50. I'm going to list off my bottom three teams, and then I'm going to just kind of list them off in groups, and then so on and so forth, right? So, for my bottom three teams that are going to be finishing last, that are going to be getting relegated this season, I have Sunderland, Burnley, and Wolves. Now, my explanation for those three teams is Sunderland actually have made some pretty good signings this season. Some signings that, they did break the bank a little bit. They got Zaka in, they brought him in, which should help with the middle. And they got, a youngster named Talby, who's from Club Brugge, who didn't do that bad last season in the Belgian league. So they made some good signings. I still think their defense is a little bit weak, though. I don't think they made any signings there. They were the worst team out of all the teams that got promoted this season as well. So I think I'm going to put Sunderland there just to be safe. I hope they don't get relegated. Again, they made some good signings, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. But, yeah, they're going to be my 20th spot. Now, 19th is Burnley. Now, Burnley don't have a striker. They don't have Josh Brownhill, and that was probably their best player last season. It's looking like, and hopefully he does come to Toronto FC, so hopefully it does happen. And yeah, because they don't have a striker, I don't know where they're going to get the goals from. They did make some signings that could hopefully replicate that, but I don't think they're good enough. So yeah, I think Burnley will probably be number 19th, and they'll probably end up getting relegated. Now you have Wolves, who I think... Now you have Wolves, who came in, I believe, 16th last season. I had them get relegated this season as well. Wolves is, again, let's just be real. Wolves were trash last season, and they were trash with their two best players last season. And now that they're gone, Cunha went to United, Alnuri went to City. I think they're pretty much fucked. I don't think there's anything that's going to help them. I think they're going to end up staying in the relegation spot this season. And I don't think they made any strong transfers that would, change that. So those are my bottom three teams. Now I'll go from 17th to 13th. So from 17th, I have Leeds. 16th, I have Fulham. 15th, I have Bournemouth. 14th, I have Everton and West Ham. And then 13th, I have West Ham. So for 17th, I got Leeds. Now, Leeds was the best team in the Champions last season. I have a soft spot for Leeds. I hope they stay in the season. I hope Leeds end up staying in the Premier League. They have some good players on their team that I like. And also, they have Matty Longstaff's brother played for Leeds as well, Sean Longstaff. So that's also pretty good. Again, they have some young talents on the team who I think, shouldn't be that bad. They did end up losing. They did lose their best player as well. Leeds did lose their best player as well, but they also kept their best striker. So hopefully they end up staying up next season. I hope they do, because I really do like Leeds. I like the squad they have, and I have a soft spot for them. Now, number 16th, I have Fulham. Now, Fulham, I think, are going to have, in my notes, I have a mid-as-fuck season. I don't think they're doing anything more. No, I don't think they're doing anything less. They finished 11 last season, which is actually really good. Good for them. But even then, I don't think I'm going to be watching Fulham like that. There's only one player on Fulham who I actually like, and that's Smith Rowe. That's really the only player who I'm excited to watch on Fulham. So I think they're going to have a mediocre season. They're going to, they're probably... I don't think they're going to end up fighting relegation spot. I don't think they're going to have, I don't think they're going to fight the bottom teams, but I don't think they're going to, I don't think they're going to end up, doing anything more and getting to the top. From there, I have on my 15th spot, I have Bournemouth. Now, this one's a good one because Bournemouth were a really good team last season. They finished top 10. They beat some really good teams. Now, the only problem with Bournemouth is that their whole defense is stripped. Their whole defense is gone. Dean Huijsen went to Real Madrid. Zabarni is probably going to go to PSG. Your goalkeeper Kepa is going to Arsenal, and I think Kyrgios is going to Liverpool. And those are some of your best players on the team. Now you still have your strikers, you still have some of the good players, but your defense is gone. And again, those are some really good players on your team. So I think 15th is a good prediction for Bournemouth. If they finish higher, I think I'll be surprising. Now I have 14th place. Now I originally had Everton. No, Everton is 14th place. I originally had Everton finishing 16th. But then I had to pay attention. I paid attention some more, and I think they made some decent signings. I think Dewsbury Hall is a good signing. I think that will really help him in the midfield. They still have Braithwaite in the back, so I think it's also not bad as well. And then they just got Jack Grealish today on a loan. So I think there's some decent signings. There could be something brewing there. And, I think there's potential for Everton to be better. Not this season, but the upcoming seasons. So I'm excited to watch Everton next season. I can't lie. That's pretty good. Now, in my 13th spot, I have West Ham. Now, I have West Ham going up one spot. I do think it'll be mostly the same thing as last season. They do have Fulkrug back from last season, who was injured, who I think will be really good. You did lose Kudus, which is a big loss, but I think Fulkrug being back would help. He's a German international. He plays a lot, so I think he'll help him. So I have West Ham finishing 13th place. Now, from 12th all the way to, I'll do from 12th to 10th. And I think people will really, I don't know if people will like this prediction, but in 12th place, I have Brentford. Now, I don't think it'll be a huge fall from grace, but they did lose important parts. I think losing the most important thing they lost last season was their manager, Thomas Frank, who went to Tottenham, really good manager, and then they lost their best player also, which is Mbeumo, going to United. If they still keep some of their best players, like if they keep Damsgaard, if they have Wisa, I don't think they'll struggle. I still think they'll do decently in the league, but they won't do as good as last season, that's for sure. So I have Brentford number 12. Number 11th, I have Brighton. Again, I think it's just a repeat season for them. I think they'll do the same thing as last season. They'll compete with some big teams, and they'll lose some trash teams. Not really anything else for these guys. They have one good player named Carlos Baleba, who I think is like another Moises Caicedo. So that's a big watch out for him. Really good baller. Now, top 10. We're back into my top 10. We'll go from 10th to 8th. Now, from the 10th to the 8th spot, I have Crystal Palace finishing 10th place. I have Manchester United finishing 9th. And I have Tottenham finishing 8th. Now, I think Crystal Palace, with some of the squad, they still keep it, right? The attack will mostly be the same. They still have Mateta, who is really good. Eze should be really good as well. Again, I don't see them finishing below top 10. They also have the European. They're also in European competition this year, so that could screw them up a little bit as well. But I think their squad is, again, I think it's still class enough to get finished in the top 10. You're keeping mostly the same squad you've had from last year, and the squad you had from last year was pretty well. So you're gonna stick with Crystal Palace. Number 9, I have Manchester United. Now, there's a lot to start with United. They had a terrible season last year, finishing, I think it was 16th or 15th. I don't know which one it was, but again, even it's terrible season in general. There was nothing there. Again, they had no attack. It's like they had no midfield, and their goalkeeper was just shit. United was just a terrible team. Now, on the other hand, they have, seems like this summer they're trying to turn it around, especially with the signings. They got Cunha, who was a really, really good signing. They have Mbeumo, who was a really good signing. And I think the best signing of all of them, which is Sesko, who is a brilliant signing. He is like an athletic freak. I don't see him not doing good in the Premier League. I think he'll do really well. So I think this will be a positive season for United. I think the turnaround will be long, but you'll see a turnaround this season. Now, number 8, I have Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I think a big step up from last season. They did finish 17th, which is one spot away from relegation, which is pretty bad. But I do like Tottenham. I like some of their players. I am going to be watching them this season because of some of their players. Brennan Johnson is one of the signings that he's not a new signing, but he's a really good player who I like for Tottenham. Wasn't bad last season as well. They did get kudos from West Ham as well, so I think that would also help. But they also are losing James Madison, who got injured towards ACL, I think in the preseason. So he looks like he'll be out for the majority of the season for next season. So that is a big loss. But I do think Tottenham still have a good squad, and I think they'll still finish top 10 at least. So Tottenham, you're in eighth. Now from seventh all the way to fifth. In my seventh spot, I have Nottingham Forest. In my sixth spot, I have Aston Villa. In my fifth spot, I have Newcastle. Now, why do I have Nottingham Forest in seventh place? Well, they were really good last season. They weren't bad. I think they finished, eighth. I could be wrong about that. But again, I think it'll be a big step up. Well, actually, not really a big step up. I think it'll be generally the same. They didn't really sign anybody new. I wanted them to sign a younger striker. They didn't, so that wasn't really good. My only concern for Nottingham Forest this season is if they have a good enough attack. Because I don't know if Chris Wood is gonna do the same thing he did last season. If he does, then boom, you're good. But besides Chris Wood, there wasn't really anybody else scoring goals in Nottingham Forest. Again, I think the squad is still good enough to finish top 10, finish even top 7. But it's just the attack I'm worried about. So Nottingham Forest is number 7. Now, on my sixth spot, I have Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa, I think, are my dark horse this season. I love what they're doing this season, and honestly, I think their squad is pretty fucking good. Their attack is not bad. I think last season they finished top. I actually don't know how they finished last season. Let me go check that out. Last season, Aston Villa did finish top 6, so which is the same spot I think to finish this season, which is really good. They're definitely going to compete for Europe, so it's not bad. Again, and I think their squad's really good. They have a really good Ollie Watkins, not a bad striker. He's consistently playing good in the Premier League. And then you have Malin, who is iffy sometimes. He'll score your goals. He'll probably get 10 goals this season, which is actually what you need, so it's not bad. And then I think they probably made a really good signing this season, which is Evan Goussien from Nice. Again, really smart signing. I think he's a baller as well. And again, not even just that, but all of Aston Villa's team, like Tom McGinn, also really good baller as well. I see Aston Villa finishing top 6. I think they're my dark horse this season. Could possibly even finish top 4. I'm capping, actually. I don't mean that. Now, fifth spot, Newcastle. Now, I think Newcastle's had a terrible summer. A terrible summer. And they missed out on all their top prospects this season. If Isak leaves, they're pretty much fucked. If he stays, then you're pretty much good, I think. Again, they didn't really make any new signings besides Alonga from Forest, and I think that will help. I think he'll still score goals. I think Newcastle actually is a good fit for him. But I don't see them finishing in top 4 at all. Especially, I don't think they're better than the top 4 teams I've the list out. So there you go. I have Newcastle finishing in 5th spot. Now, my top 4 teams. I think some people, top 4 is a little interchangeable, but with my top 4, I have Arsenal finishing 4th, Chelsea finishing 3rd, and City finishing 2nd, and Liverpool finishing 1st. Now, I start with Arsenal. So I have Arsenal finishing in 4th place. I'm not really impressed with Arsenal signings this year. I don't think it's enough. Madueke is a good replacement for Saka. Again, he's a good backup to Saka. I don't think he's anything more than that. Well, then you have Eucharist, who is a good striker. Don't get me wrong. and he did do really good. He didn't do really good. He did amazing in the Portuguese league actually. Um, but the thing is, will he translate that to the Premier League? I don't know, and I'm not too confident that he will. You know, the Premier League is very fast paced, very different compared to the Portuguese league. So I'm not sure. I think Arsenal will actually lose a step this season. I think the top three, I think the other three teams I'm about to list out are better than Arsenal, and they had a better squad than Arsenal this season. So for that reason, I have Arsenal finishing in fourth place. Now, let's go to my third spot, Chelsea. Chelsea are my second dark horse of the season. I think they could potentially finish. They can be either from third to second place. I don't think they'll end up. I think first place is just. I think first place is sealed. But Chelsea are for sure my third spot. I like Chelsea. I can't lie. I said in the podcast before that I don't like them, but I'm warming up to the team. They have my favorite Premier League player on the squad. Cole Palmer is my favorite Premier League player. And João Pedro just seems to be a really good signing for them. He did really good in the preseason, so I think Chelsea will finish third place. I hope they do finish third place. And yeah, that's it. Now for the number 2 and number 1 spot. At number 2, I have Manchester City finishing in the second place. Again, I think between number 2 and number 1 is pretty much. I think it is interchangeable. I will give Liverpool the slight edge, but City have made some really good signings as well. You can't doubt them. Turkey's a really, really good signing. He did sign on Nori as well, who's really good as well. But they struggled last season a little bit, and I'm not saying they will this season, but I don't think their squad is strong enough to compete with Liverpool, to compete for that number 1 spot. You're going to get Champions League, you're going to get everything else, but I don't think their squad is as strong enough as Liverpool's. And that's why I have Liverpool in my number 1 spot. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think Liverpool's signings this season have been just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And if I were to see a team win the Premier, if a team was to win the transfer window this summer, I would say is Liverpool. The amount of signings these guys have got, it's just amazing. They got Wirtz, they got Etike, they got Frimpong, they got Kyrkez. All really good signings. All signings that I think will help the team a lot. Arne Slot, it's the second year for Liverpool. I think he'll just do it again. So yeah. So that is my Premier League predictions for this year. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't that bad. I'm not an avid Premier League watcher, so trust me, I might get some hate for some of these picks. If I do, I do. If I don't, but yeah, thank you. And yeah, I hope you like my Premier League predictions. Peace.